Life doesn't have
Put it back
to
on.
be perfect, to be wonderful, they say.
Right? How good is that? It's almost doing like a delay, but also a reverb kind of effect. And that's just grabbing a preset and chucking it on. What is the FAC Alteza? Well, if you're looking for a reverb that is super flexible and can give you a whole bunch of different sounds, and something a bit different from the stock standard reverbs and delays and things that you get here in GarageBand, well, the FAC Alteza is kind of what you want. Now, I saw this reviewed, I saw Doug use it, I saw Jade use it on their channels, and I'll link to those, in fact. You can look them up, just search FAC Alteza. But what is it and what does it do? Let's add it here and actually find out. In fact, let's just make sure that this vocal lead, because I have been playing around with this in some other things, we'll bring this back to a standard lead vocals like this. So here's our lead vocals, and if we come out here, we'll solo it. It's going to sound like this.
Life isn't always fair.
And what we'll do is, while we're listening to this, okay, good. We've got those echo and reverb off, and we'll come in here and we'll just turn off our track reverb and our overdrive here. We'll leave the compressor on just to make sure that we've got enough volume coming through so that we can hear things, and we'll turn it up a little bit. And we'll also come down here to this part where we're in our chorus. Sounds like this.
Life doesn't have to be perfect.
So we've got a nice vocal there, but it's not very interesting. So let's see what we can do with a new plugin here. So with the FAC Alteza, we're going to remove the effect EQ because we very rarely need that. And we're going to add in here, we're going to go to Effects, we're going to go to Audio Unit Extensions. Now, I've shown a bunch of FAC, the chorus and the Maxima. I'm a big fan of Fred's work, but the Alteza is one that I've really not played around with very much. So we're going to add it there. By default, here it is in its initial settings, and we'll just hit play and see what we get.
Life doesn't have to be perfect.
Wow, right? So you've got a whole lot going on there. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about this. You've got a bunch of options and things that you can control here. But what I'll do is we'll use a few presets here, because presets are a great way to learn what everything does. And to use the presets here, it's as simple as tapping on here, and we can scroll down and check out all of these that we've got here. So there's a few here that I really like the sound of. So let's go with the shimmer reverb on this one. And it sounds like this. Wow, right? So it's pretty intense. Now, what you can actually do is you can change your wet dry here. So you can actually add less of the plugin if you want, like this.
Life doesn't have to be perfect, to be wonderful.
You can create some really interesting effects by doing that. And again, you've got things like feedback control and other things that you can control down here. The other ones, you've got these really long reverbs that help for sort of more of your ambient kind of sounds. So I'm not going to work great on a vocal, but...
To be perfect, to be wonderful.
So that's all very intense here. Wouldn't use that on a vocal, but that's why this is so flexible, because we also have, if we scroll on down, we also have some pretty classic like music hall and classic hall. So if we go to the classic hall, this is just a really nice solid vocal reverb. If we play it here.
Oh, this for sure.
Right? How good's that?
This ain't a dress rehearsal. So don't wait to see the sign.
And again, because it's an FAC plugin, you can control how much dry and wet is coming in. So you can increase the dry, decrease the wet to get a bit more of a balanced sound.
Life doesn't have to be perfect, to be wonderful.
Hear how that's just thickening things up? If I play it, let's take it off.
Life doesn't have
Put it back
to
on.
be perfect, to be wonderful, they say.
Right? How good is that? It's almost doing like a delay, but also a reverb kind of effect. And that's just grabbing a preset and chucking it on. Rainbow Music Hall's pretty darn cool too. So we play this one.
But sometimes it feels that way.
Again, that's got more of that longer tail reverb there. And once again, we can just have more dry and less wet if you don't want quite as much. And you can bring it back in. Let's bring it back to the mix, shall we?
And sometimes you lack direction, but you gotta stay the course.
So it's like a colorization for your vocal. You can use it in a really effective way. You can use it in a really subtle way, and it works beautifully. You can also use it on other instruments. So don't think it's just a one-trick pony. If we've got something like a acoustic guitar that we have here, and we play this one. It's over on the left at the moment because I've got two guitars there. Let's just bring this to the middle. So we've got a nice guitar sound there. Just add a little compression. And let's come in here and add the FAC Alteza here and give it a little bit more shimmer. So we'll come in here. This time we will use something interesting like the shimmer reverb again, or let's go diving the blue hole. But we will drive it down a little bit, so we won't have quite as much in there. Let's take a listen. Can you hear that? Can you hear the tail that you're getting on this? And yeah, I'm showing you it in a bit too extreme just to give it so that you can actually hear what it's doing. But of course you can use it in really subtle ways. It's really just lifting and giving you some really cool stuff. So that's it. That's the FAC Alteza. I've only shown it on a couple of things here. There's a whole lot more you can explore. You can use it on your keys. You can use it on your bass. You can use it on your drums. You can use it on vocals. I would just start experimenting with it. I'm definitely going to use it on my upcoming tracks that I'm working on because I just want a bit of a different vocal sound. And as good as the built-in plugins here, things like the track reverb and the track delay and the overdrive are, sometimes you just need something a little bit different. And the FAC Alteza can do that.